Greetings from Podcastville. The Church of What's Happened Now is brought to you by Zip Recruiter. You know what's smart? Kicking off 2019 by planning out which roles your business needs to hire for. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter finds qualified candidates for you. That's why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. This rating comes from hiring sites on Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. I don't care how big your business is, whether it's small, huge, medium, you could benefit from ZipRecruiter. Right now, the church family can try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. I'm starting a year off with free. Why? Because I love you. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/church. If you love the show, show some support. And let by going to ZipRecruiter.com/church. CHURCH is the place to be. That's ZipRecruiter.com/church. ZipRecruiter.com/church. Listen, this podcast is also brought to you by Hims. HIMS. You know why I like Hims? Because it's the best thing out there going. You're looking at me going, Joey, what are you talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. 66% of men lose their hair by the age of 35. The thing is, when you start to notice hair loss, it's too late. 4hims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skin care, and sexual wellness for men. What they do is nice and easy, no drama. Thanks to science, baldness could be optional. All right? Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss with well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair. Like I said, they also help with skin care and sexual wellness, if you know what I'm talking about. But do me a favor. Go to hims.com right now, 4hims.com right now, and take a look. There's no waiting rooms. There's no awkward in-person doctor visits. Right now, the church family gets a trial month of Hims for $5 today while supplies last. See the website for full details. This would cost you hundreds if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. I'm doing it for you for $5 for the first month. So go to 4hims.com/Joey. Again, that's 4hims.com/Joey for $5 for the first month while supplies last. Kick this fucking mule, Lee. What up, you bad motherfuckers? Beautiful Monday. That's everybody's back to work. The game is over. The hugs, the bullshit stories, the apple cider, the gifts. Now comes the credit card bill. Now comes the credit card bill on the 15th, and you're real cracked. But you know what? Who gives a fuck? You have to spend some time with your family and your loved ones, and it's that time of the year where it's nice to stop and smell the fucking roses. If you have a rose, we all have a rose. Sam Tripoli.
What up, dude? Thanks for having me on. I love you.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to both of you, Lee.
Motherfucker.
Happy New Year. Happy anniversary on a year doing stand-up. You're killing it, dude.
Thank you very much. You brought me to Santa Barbara for my first real gig.
Hey, dude. I'm so happy for you, man.
I like the jacket, brother.
Thank you, buddy. You know, got this? My girlfriend's grandmother picked it. Nailed it, right? How many times did 85-year-old women nailed it?
She's Armenian?
No, she's Jew.
Okay. What are you going to do?
Hey, dude.
Jews no
I
fashion.
love the Jews,
How long
dog.
have you been with this one?
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
That's why you couldn't do you went to a concert with her one time. I didn't even know you had a girlfriend.
Yeah, 15 years.
How long you been with her?
15.
But you keep her away from the store. You keep her low in wraps. You get her in the witness relocation.
She's there more than anybody I know, dude.
Really?
Like, if you think of all the guys who've been there forever and they're girls, she goes there the most. And I'm cool with it. She loves comedy. I never see anybody's women there.
I know you 20 years. I never met this girl.
You've met my girlfriend.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Jesus Christ, I gotta stop smoking reefer. I don't remember meeting your girlfriend.
You've met her a bunch of times.
15 fucking years.
You've met her a bunch of times.
How long have you been at the store for?
I've been there since 2000.
Okay. So
99, 2000.
You've been you're coming up on 20 years.
I love it.
Can you imagine that 20 fucking years?
I can't believe it. I mean, dude, that OR is fucking jumping every night,
every
dude.
night now. Every night. It's amazing that we saw the upswing. Like, we were there when nobody was coming there. It was a dungeon club. Like, people would look down at
I'm thankful for those years.
Me too.
I learned so much.
Me too. It's the Comedy Store was like Dangerfields. Nobody talked about it no more. It existed, but it just was something that it was just polluted. It was too dark for some people. But everything else was on fire. The Laugh Factory and the Improv now, we saw the whole fucking thing, the whole game.
Man.
So it's very interesting to see.
It's crazy, dude. I've been following Brian Holtzman in the OR, and I've been killing it. I used to bomb constantly after him. He was one of those guys that either he destroys the room, and they're like, oh my God, it's great. Or like he puts them in weird places.
What time does he go up now, Brian?
I mean, I went up at 11:15, so he did 11.
Wow, he called me a few weeks ago with a gig for a gig. I couldn't do the gig. I was already.
I love him, dude. And you know, man, the people come to the store, they're looking for edgier comedy. So now it's like he's starting to hit, and it's fun to watch. He's one of my favorite comics.
He's one of my favorite too.
He's so different than everybody else, and he's so funny.
It was just we had deep conversations, him and I, 15 years ago. And he knew that he couldn't do his set on the road as a feature. His set would not fly.
Right.
Somebody would fire him.
Right. Out the gate.
There's too many headliners that don't like following that.
Yeah,
They can't follow it. So
it could get tough.
Because I remember he's from Long Island. He told me he did a spot one time, and that the club owners. This is when Governors was completely different. Governors is a great club today, but 20 years ago it was run by an agency. It was a booking agency that ran the club.
Clean comedy?
No.
Oh.
It was just a fucking. They didn't know. It just was something weird. So, Brian Holtzman went down there, and it wasn't that it was clean. You know, at the time, Brian Holtzman's talking about letting his kid suck his dick at a baseball game or some shit or something. You know, I mean, it just wouldn't fly. It would fly. It flew at the Comedy Store because it was late. And
he was comfortable there.
He's comfortable there. That's not gonna fly in Detroit at fucking that one club. That's not gonna fly.
You have to shoot his special without him knowing it.
Right. That's the thing about it. Him and I have similar things. We fall apart when the camera's on. Like I fall apart.
Really?
Yeah.
I
did a lot better. Like when I did the best thing I ever did, in my opinion, was Ari's things.
Yeah.
Like that's the best work I ever did was on Ari's things as a comic and as an actor. I think Marin, but at that time, like they wrote specifically for me, and I just played myself, and I just went over the top. So that in my world is good. Everything else is bullshit.
I think you're great. I mean, I've seen your sets. I know you probably beat yourself up. We do that all the time, you know, but I love watching it.
I heard your special is really good.
I'm super excited, man. It's doing really well. It's called Zero Fucks, and I broke it. It's 2 parts, Zero Fucks and Armageddon. And you can find it on Vimeo.com/on-demand, Zero Fucks or on-demand Armageddon, or just put in Sam Tripoli. And dude, I love it, man. When I moved here, I'm like, I want to do my special at the Viper Room, and it just happened to work out. And the blessings in my life is that I executive produced my own special. It's gorgeous, dude. And I've pretty much made my money back, and I'm about to put out the record in February, so I'm super stoked, man.
Good for you, man.
I'm so excited.
When we moved here, the Viper Room was really hot.
Yeah.
Like there was a line around the corner at the Viper Room. Then Rogan did it one night, and I opened for him. It was fucking tremendous. It was packed in there. Like right around Fear Factor, he was doing all these offshoot rooms, and I would open for him in different spots.
That's right around when I just got into the store around that.
We also did that room. There's a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant on maybe Beverly Boulevard, The Mint.
Yes.
The Mint.
Yes.
We did The Mint.
It's like on Pico, right?
Pico, yeah.
It's like
We did The Mint one night when he was hot. We did the theater on Wilshire when he was hot. This is 2099.
Did you know Joe when he wasn't hot? I mean, like...
I met Joe when he was on news radio, and I didn't know.
And he got that, like, right off the plate, right?
No. He had a baseball show, and then that got canceled, and then...
What kind of a baseball show? Like
it was on Fox.
Oh, was it like a scripted baseball show? Really?
Yeah, he played one of the baseball players or some shit. He got a deal, then he came out here and he shot the show, and the show got canceled. And then something happened. He got another deal, and they shot. This is weird. They shot News Radio, but the original guy was Ray Romano.
Yeah.
And he got fired, and Joe replaced him, and Ray Romano went on to become
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano. So again, if Ray Romano would have went home and shut the curtains like Sonny Black and fucking in Donnie Brasco, nothing happens. You know,
Right.
what people don't understand that you and I were talking about before the show started was like, we've gone through battles. Like, I just remembered that you were part of that Howard Stern competition. And then I remember just here, me in front of you, I remember you had a TV show for a while that you did crazy shit.
Yeah.
You did something with Rampage.
Yeah.
Or something.
I fought Rampage.
Right, you fought Rampage.
I did my own stunts.
Right, he threw you around or something. You know, this all incorporates your body of work. Whether it's negative or positive, you did it. You know?
Yeah,
so
I did.
It's just really weird. So when Ray Romano lost that, Joe picked up News Radio. I move out here, and I become a regular at the store. And at the store one night, the girl I was with said, "Oh, he's on." They kept saying News Radio. I never talked to him. I didn't talk to him for like the first 2 months there. I thought News Radio was a radio show. Like, I was a comic then. You know what I'm saying?
Who was on that? Brooke Shields?
No, it was a tremendous Phil Hartman.
One
of the Andy Dick.
Was Kathy Griffin on that?
No. The brunette chick and the redhead chick I just saw her in an audition about a year ago. She's broke because she's hooked up with Nick Nolte and started doing coke. Dave, whatever. It was a great show. NBC just didn't stand behind it, and they kept moving it around. So it went from Tuesday night to Wednesday night to Thursday night. Changed. Like, ask them. Next time you see him, tell him that it's really interesting. The show worked and made it to 5 years with 3 schedule changes.
Hey, I never heard how you got picked up. I always hear everybody's story about how they ended up becoming a regular. Did anything interesting happen when you got picked up? Because I've always known you as a regular. I just thought about that. There was a time you got picked up and were made a regular.
I went through the 10-year period, the first 10 years of my career. And I talked to,
How long did it take you to get picked up?
We're sitting with a kid right now that's been doing comedy for a year.
A little baby, a high baby.
And people are going to give him shit in about 3 months. He's going to walk into a club. Somebody's going to whisper something into somebody's ear. And he's going to see it. He's going to see all the things I saw, that, how people will say, "Oh, well, he gets on stage because he's friends with Joey or Sam Tripoli." I don't believe in life that way. I believe in life and opportunities.
Right.
If you got up off the fucking bed in Boston and flew out here, you're in the game. That's your opportunity. If you made a friend and for some reason he put you on his TV show, so be it. The guy believed in you, and we'd rather you have it than somebody else. But some people can't live with that. It drives them crazy. They always got to say something. Well, she got it because that's her father, or because whatever it was. She went to the fucking audition.
Right.
She went to the fucking audition.
Yeah.
Okay, and as we could see right now, what's the girl from Friends?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, like, her father, whatever. Look at her. She's a piece of fucking ass. She's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she could act. You know what I'm saying? She's still around 20 years later. So obviously you were fucking wrong. You were fucking wrong. You follow me? Like, well, they got the show because of the father. No, it's called opportunity. You got up off your ass.
Kristen Lee is like that. He's a super talented guy,
right.
you know?
And you're at the right place at the right fucking spot.
Yeah.
That's it. So I was very fortunate. Like, people have bad luck in their life. It took me a month to get into the store. I got here January 29th, and by February 19th, I was a regular. How could, but on the flip side of that, Ari auditioned how many times for her?
Like, it was either 28 or 38.
Okay, so do you understand me? It really doesn't matter. All that is part of your journey. For me, I just happened to lug out. But I didn't go to Montreal. I never got a big agent. I never had a big manager all those years. The only thing I had was the store. So it was the only thing I had, so I had to treat it a certain way because it was all I had. That was the only person who believed in me. People would come in and say, you're funny, but we're not going to fucking pick him up. He's out of his fucking mind. Where Mitzi Shore promoted my
Oh, yeah.
craziness.
She
loved
got
him.
that.
She loved when I threw a cue ball at a car. She loved when I broke the microphone.
She loved the chaos.
She loved chaos. So I was home. You follow me? So that's my story. It took me 3 fucking weeks. I want to thank Scott Day. I know he listens to the podcast religiously. He's in some fucking country in Bangkok. Because when Doug Stanhope, it was Doug Stanhope, Carlos Mencia, and somebody else who vouched for me. But it was primarily Stanhope who vouched for me. When Stanhope vouched for me, I was at Stanhope's. I was staying on his bunk beds. And the guy called Stanhope, I can't think of his name. I just said his fucking name. Scott Day called Stanhope and said, tell Diaz it's going to be 6 weeks. 6 weeks to 6 month waiting list.
Holy shit.
Do you remember the fucking Laugh Factory? Do you remember calling the Laugh Factory and going, hi, it's January 7th. This is Joey Diaz. Like to come in and showcase? That bitch told me October 24th. The first time I called the Laugh Factory, like I was here like a year and he kind of didn't know. I did a Latino night, but he didn't know for sure. I remember calling like in January, and my showcase was October 24th. Like 10 months
Dude,
away.
we used to drive in from Vegas to do that open mic. It was so good.
Where?
At the Laugh Factory.
You used to drive in from you and Scott Ross?
Me, Scott Ross, and Keith Healy and Mark Hatchell used to drive in to do it.
Where is Joe Lindley?
I don't know.
Where is Mimi Gonzalez?
Where is Mimi Gonzalez?
Do you remember Mimi Gonzalez?
Yes.
Pretty lesbian, Cuban, half Jewish.
There's so many people. I wonder where they are.
I bumped into Mimi Gonzalez. I was going to try to fucking track it into Montreal one time. I talked to Bobby Slayton, and he goes, if you get to Montreal, I'll throw you a 5-minute spot at the comedy on the Dirty Show. And I had my money. This was before 9/11. And I made it all the way to Detroit. And I get out of the airport and I go, wait a second. I'm going to go to Canada and walk around like that fucking guy I hate at the store. You know when you have spots at the store and there's always that one guy that's not a regular?
Yeah.
But he lurks and he's creepy.
Yeah.
I was like, am I going to be that fucking guy? I'm not going to Montreal and going to walk around and wait for a 5-minute guest set. I can't do that to my friends. I said, fuck it. And I just got a room. I told the cab driver, take me to the cheapest room. And he took me to the darkest neighborhood you ever seen in your fucking life in Detroit. And I had a Coke rock with me because I was coming from Miami. So I had a Coke, and I thought in my mind I was just sneaking into, that's how retarded I was, Tripoli. I was just sneaking into Montreal. And I went to Detroit. I was going to try to take the bus over the border. I was like, fuck this. And I checked into this fucking hotel where you had to put a couch in front of it, the door, because, I mean, yeah, man. Hey, I had $300, and this was $29.95. Take your own chances. HBO, it was warm, or whatever the fuck it was. It was, it was warm, whatever. And I'll never forget that the second night, there was a club down the corner called Coco's Comedy Club. Pure black club. Tremendous. I didn't know. Detroit had another black club called All Jokes Aside. In 1995, there was 2 black clubs in the country that were hiring Latinos. All Jokes Aside in Chicago and All Jokes Aside in Detroit. I was doing Joey's Comedy Club one time in Dearborn, and like a gavone, I called All Jokes Aside. I was featuring at Joey's. I'm like a gavone.
Oh.
The pig that I am. This is why I tell people to mind their business, because I've learned these lessons.
Right.
When I tell people not to do this and you do it, I'm not telling you because I'm being a dick. I'm telling you because this is the lesson.
That's why you're supposed to experience this.
This is how you're.
That's what you go through.
Right. But I could save you the aggravation.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want to experience this ever again. So you're at one club getting paid, whatever you're getting paid, $50 a set.
Right.
$75 a set to feature in those days. And between the shows, because you're a feature. So you're off stage at 8:30. The other show starts at 8:30. So you have to get in your car and drive to the and then be back for the 10:30 show, the feature.
Oh my God.
So me being the pig that I am, I called all jokes aside, didn't know my way around Detroit. You know, who knows nothing?
Right.
Why mind your business?
Right.
You know this town? No. Yeah, but the girl will tell. Forget the fucking girl. Forget the girl in the fucking 8 to GPS. I ain't going nowhere.
You're just driving around Detroit.
So I'm driving around Detroit, downtown Detroit at 7.
Coked out of your mind?
No. I had 2 comedy shows. I was straight as an arrow. I was showcasing at all jokes aside. So why would you set up a fucking showcase if you're working at the other club? Unless the other club doesn't have a Sunday night and your Sunday's open. Then you get a hotel room, you stay at the condo, and you showcase. That's what you do. I went against protocol. I got the showcase on the Saturday night. So I already ate a bag of dicks at Joey's. So here I am driving around Detroit on nothing. I finally get there, 20 to park, you know.
Yeah.
Because you ain't going to drive around for 2 hours.
Right.
You got a shirt on.
Get in, get out.
You're showcasing. You got to look good. So I had to like valet the fucking car, run in, and it was like 70s night. It was like a black 70s retro night.
Oh my God.
And everybody was dynamite. Everybody was cool. Like as soon as I walked in, velour, you know, like the nice jackets, people were dancing. Then like, let's get this comedy club started. They had the whole thing. They had the DJ, and I mean, it was a great little club. And I don't know who I worked with. Can't even tell you. All I know is I went up there and just made a fucking asshole out of myself.
You bombed?
I bombed with an Arab on my back. Okay, so take a fucking terrorist, put a bomb on him, and then put him on my shoulders. That's how bad I fucking bombed. Because I was all fucked up.
Yeah, because you were just running in. You didn't get a chance to set.
You didn't compose.
And you don't think about
Everybody
that.
wanted to talk to you.
Yeah.
Was I living in LA then? No. I was still in Colorado. I wasn't even in Seattle yet. That's how green I was. That's how fucking green I was. I wasn't even featuring yet.
That hope and prayer. That's all you had.
And I ran over there, ate a bag of dicks, and I remember walking out of there and nobody would make eye contact.
The worst. And you always know when you didn't do well at a black club, you don't get paid.
No, they weren't going to pay me. They just stopped talking to me. Like,
if I have a good set, boom, I get paid. If I don't have a good set,
no, it was a showcase.
No money.
There was no money involved at all. This is me. I'm in town. I'm a feature act. I like to showcase because I know you have 2 clubs. Yeah, come on by, brother. You know, okay. I figured I go down there, do 20, and they book you. That's 2 weeks of work. Who cares if it's a black club? I didn't give a fuck. I'm just looking to fucking work.
I was running.
So I went in there and just ate a bag of dicks. I didn't even go up to the guy and said, I'll call you Monday. I know what time it was.
Yeah.
I can't be that stupid. I drove back to Joey's and ate another bag of dicks, and that was the end of that night.
Oh, so many bags of dicks. But now that's why you're the monster, dude.
Well, that's what people do not understand. That drives me crazy. People think now in stand-up, you do stand-up for 4 years. You do stand-up, what are you, crazy? All I need is a podcast, and I can make it. No, you don't. No, you don't, because you're doing all the wrong things for the wrong fucking reasons.
I think you just miss out on the fun, too. Like, I mean, the learning of all this stuff I know in comedy now was I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Nothing. No, the knowledge I've learned is you have to do it. Because if not, this will come back to bite you in the ass later.
Dude, when I followed Brian Holtzman the other night, I was like, wow, dude, I've gotten good. Like, that was a sign to me that I've done something because I've watched that guy annihilate rooms and bury people. And I used to get so scared. There's a couple people that I know if I'm following, I got to gear up. You're one of them. You and what is their name? Lisa Lampanelli are the 2 worst bombs I've ever had. We're following you and Lisa Lampanelli one time to the point where I went in my car and I said, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? And so I learned from all these things, you know, and it's just like to be able to follow Brian Holtzman the other night was 2 nights in a row and do really well. I was like, wow, that's growth, dude. And that I had to go through so much to get to that moment. I've had to eat bags of dicks forever because what's, you know, edgy comedy's in, even though we got political correctness now, edgy comedy's in now. When I started, it wasn't. People wanted to be like Seinfeld. And I knew I wasn't Seinfeld. I had to do my own thing, which was like raw and real. I was in Vegas, you know, I'll tell you, that's one thing I love about that scene is that they're really raw and they're real. it's political correctness isn't doing very well in the Vegas comedy scene, as far as I could tell. So, I mean, I learned the hard way. I didn't play. I played a comedy club 1 week before I went to Montreal, and I bombed there because I had tapped into something in my showcase, and I tapped in the showcase that I understand and I own now, but I didn't know then. And then they put me following Corey Holcomb at that time, was a 20-year veteran. I mean, that guy's been doing comedy. I think he opened for Jesus Christ, Corey Holcomb. He's been doing it that long, and he's a killer. Now I could follow him, no problem. But back then, bag of dicks.
Well, you got to remember something for the people listening. We all bomb in life every day because bombing basically is 70% mental. Bombing is 70 to 80% mental, and I just learned this 5 years ago. How long have I been back at the store?
I think it's been like 4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5 years I've learned this. So this didn't come to me at the 20-year mark. Bombing is like anything else in your life that you go wrong. You lost in your mind before you showed up. And how do I know? Because I was the king of bombing.
Bombing.
You asked an interesting question before. One of the time I had met. Okay, so Joe's at the store, and one day during crossing, he said something to me, and I said something back, and we shook hands. And I knew him as Joe, and he would call me Joey. And then one day, we were both on the 405. How weird is that? There used to be a club in Orange County that on Wednesday nights it would get 400 people. It was a dinner theater. When I first got here, and they pay you $200 on a third, but it was rough. It was white people in Orange County with white hair.
Still rough.
Still rough, and it was a dinner theater, so they went in there to get salmon and mashed potatoes or whatever the fuck it was, and you had to go up there, and they only liked the headliner, the MC, and the feature always bombed. I'll never forget being in bumper-to-bumper traffic and looking over to my left, and it was Joe Rogan. He had a Supra at the time, and he opened up his window, and he goes, "Where you headed?" And I go, "I'm going to Orange County to do a fucking gig, whatever, someplace." And he goes, "You're not going to be at the store tonight?" And I go, "Nah." And he goes, "You work in other places?" I go, "Yeah." And he was like, "Wow." Like he didn't really understand. And then one night I'm at the store on a Friday night and I'm bombing. I'm dying a slow death. At that time I was going through a control issue. I want to learn how to control the audience. This is all that stupid white shit you bump into out here in your mind. It's just stand up. Just shut your fucking mouth.
Right.
Don't think. Just shut your mouth. This was the time in my life when I got into, you have to take long pauses to control them. And I went up there on a Friday night at the store, dog, and I bombed from the beginning. It was just a long bomb. And I'll never forget at the 11-minute mark, I said to myself, this is killing me. And Joe Rogan yelled, "You're killing me." And I knew it was his voice distinctly. And I didn't know how to react to it. Like when I get off stage, do I say something to this guy? Blah, blah, blah. And I go, you know what? He ain't lying. He ain't lying. I'm dying up here. This is a nightmare. And I walked off and I saw him a week later and I went up to him and I go, "Hey man, that night you said that. You're right." You know, I was like, he goes, "Bro, that was brutal." That's something. And after that, I said to him, "What show are you on?" And he told me. And he was like so courteous. He goes, "If you want, come watch a taping." And I was like, "Really?" In those days, I used to go to, our hobbies were to go to Politically Incorrect. When it taped on Wilshire, me, Stanhope, Mitch Hedberg, we'd all go down there.
Oh,
there was
wow.
a bunch of us. In those days, they used to tape Politically Incorrect at like 2:30 in the afternoon. So if you weren't doing anything, KP Anderson was the warm-up. So you could call KP and go,
Wow.
"KP, I'm coming down, put me on a list." And you go into the audience, and then they would send you around a sheet of paper, comics, or people you wanted to see on Politically Incorrect. And we knew that Bill Maher hated Stanhope.
Oh, why?
So we would all put Stanhope on there and send it in and shit. This was just something you did to learn. Like, this is how cool it was that
Yeah.
you want to go see a show taping to learn. Like, you have to go to a show taping. And I went to News Radio, and the first time I sat in the audience. And Joe came over like a gentleman, and he says, "Is everything okay?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "If Captain Creepy bothers you, let me know." Captain Creepy was the fucking warm-up guy. And in Joe's mind, Joe didn't smoke pot then, but in Joe's mind, the guy was a rapist. So Joe would actually fucking say it. Like, when I first met Joe, he did not smoke pot.
I remember.
He was by the book.
He was anti-pot, right?
He was anti-pot, and he was by the fucking book. And I'll never forget him coming up to me, and he had no manners. Like, he was very fucking, like, he would tell you.
Blunt. He's Boston, right?
Very, very blunt. And I'll never forget that he came up and he goes, "Are you having a good time?" "Yeah." And I went to one of the show tapings, but he came up and he goes, the guy was with Diaz. And he goes, "Don't let Captain Creepy fuck with you." And then that night I go, "What do you call him, Captain Creepy?" And he goes, "That guy's definitely date rape people." And if you looked at this guy, he looked like a date raper. Like, you didn't want to judge, but when you looked at the guy, you're like, this guy raped somebody. He was so creepy. Like, this guy was a professional warm-up guy that was just, like, out there. Like, you knew, and he would flirt with women and he would try to get them up. Like, and he would disappear with some of them. So and you had Andy Dick on the set.
Oh my God.
So Andy Dick would come up to you and talk to you. So then I became friends with him, and he would invite me to the show, and they would put me on the floor. And I'll never forget that they had a thing for people, and then they had a box for NBC, and they had shrimp cocktails, prawns, the size of my fucking gorilla hand.
I love those.
On the side of a thing, like 200 shrimp. And I walked in there, and I just started eating shrimp. And finally, somebody went up to Joe and said, "Who's that scary guy in the NBC room eating shrimp?" And Joe came over and they're like, "Oh my God, you're scaring everybody here with your leather jacket," because I had this big gorilla leather jacket on. But that's how we became friends from that.
That's awesome.
From that thing. And then I was working Miami. And
How'd you do in Miami?
At that time, I used to do great. And he called me, and he goes, "Where are you?" And I go, "I'm in Miami." He goes, "Fuck, I'll be there next week." And I go, "I could stay." And I stayed, and Chris McGuire opened for him at the time. I just exchanged calls with Chris the other day.
Chris is wonderful.
Chris is wonderful. And I stayed and MC'd for him. And that's how I got to meet him more and more and more. And then over the years, at the store, you just built these store bonds that you see, the bond of a comic when we really love each other is just one of the strong. It's a gang. Like, I got into this to be in a gang, and I've never wanted to be in a gang in my life. I got into this to be in a gang. I was very disappointed when the Joe Rogan thing went down at the Comedy Store and the people didn't back him. That's when I started losing faith in comics. I didn't like that. That turned me off about comics. I don't feel that way anymore. It's a long time ago. But I didn't like that situation because it felt like comics were for themselves.
Someone made the wrong call on that one.
Right. That was
a bad move.
We get a lot of bad moves. And, I'm happy that he's back there. I'm back there.
It's changed the place.
I didn't get thrown out. I walked out of there on my own accord. I just knew that the government was changing. I knew that I had already, I had been there for 6 years. No, 97. It was 2007. I'd been there for 10 years. If this was Michigan, I would be out. If this was Illinois, I would be out. If this was Boston, the club owner would go, "Joey, you got to do something. You're featuring, there's nowhere to go. How much farther can you go?" So I left the store before Joe got thrown out. I saw the writing on the wall. I saw the dickhead coming in with his new attitude and his new regime, and I was hearing little things. And I said, "You know what? I'm the type of guy that I'll end up getting into a fight down there and hitting him on the head or something, and I'll end up going to jail. I'm just going to stop going down there."
It was a dark time. I'm very thankful for it there, but it was a dark time, and I'm glad that Joe went back. And that has been the resurgence of that place. And now it's just this cooking with gas. Yeah. I look at you and I look at Joe and I look at a lot of people. Sometimes you have to leave the store. You have to leave.
One of the most important things in life is making sure nobody asks you to leave. I don't ever want to be in a situation. Since I was a kid, I always knew when I had to walk out of a room. I always knew when my mother was going to talk business. I always knew when men were talking business. I was never said, excuse us. I don't ever want you to tell me, excuse me. I should pick it up by the body language and what's going on in the fucking room. And the same applies to life. You have to know when it's time to walk away.
Yep.
And stick to your guns and walk away and take your chances. And go, that's it, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to become a comic. And for a year, I'm going to eat shit. I'm going to drink ramen and live in my car, but this is what's going to happen. I can't, that's the transition between quitting your day job and becoming a comic. The first year is the hardest part you ever have in your life. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life.
Right.
Saying, I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah, cutting the umbilical cord. It's scary, but you got to do it.
It's a very scary thought one day, looking at somebody and going, I'm not doing this no more, bro. I'm doing comedy. And for 90 days, you make $300 a month. You better have those savings good. And then the next 90 days, you make $500.
Yeah.
3 months. Then you start making $800 and $900. Then you keep steady at that. Because you get 2 weeks of work a month at $450, $500, as a feature.
Yeah.
No plane ticket. No plane ticket. This is $500, and the plane ticket's $230 in those days. You're clearing $270.
Yeah.
But you're doing what you love. You're in a hotel room. You're eating. You're doing drugs. You're getting your dick sucked.
It was great time.
You're not working.
I loved it.
Once you decide, that's the scariest. All these moves are decision-making moves. But back to bombing. Bombing is like anything. Bombing is like that field goal tonight that you saw.
Unbelievable.
Okay, he missed the first one. Did he not miss the first one?
I didn't get to watch the game, but he had a game where he hit 4 times. He hit the crossbar.
Yeah, like he hit the crossbar tonight. If he hit it 4 times, it's stuck in his mind.
Unbelievable.
It's stuck in your mind. Like when you see and I think that's what happened. They went to kick it and they called a timeout. Whenever you see a team call a timeout, it's to make you think. When you have 2 free throws and you see a timeout being called, it's to make you think. It's to make you walk away and to make you think about what you're going to do, to give you time to realize what you're doing. We do our best work when you're unconscious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I used to work for a sports betting service, and I noticed that my best days were Saturdays. The rest of the week, I'd be sitting there like a shadru. You know why my best days were Saturdays? Because I do my last line at 6 a.m. So I was going in there working off basics.
Joey Diaz, you live the most interesting fucking life.
When you work off basics, you do perfect. It's like jiu-jitsu. Why am I going to struggle with you if I know if I hold that thing right there, it's that specific time, you're going to go, whether you're 300 pounds or 30 pounds. You're going to go because it's technique. Sometimes you ever get fucking high and go on stage, you get stoned to the gills and go on stage. Part of the fucking reason you do good is because you're stoned. Oh, yeah. Part of the reason you do well is because you're high, because you're not thinking about it. It's when you think about what you're about to do that things go bad for you.
Yeah. When you overanalyze
so
it.
So you get to the store. I don't even, when they call you and they say, grab a pen, Tuesday, 11:30, Wednesday, 12:45, I don't even ask who's in front of me. I don't want to know, and I don't need to know. It don't matter, because it's my channel.
Yeah.
I made a decision that it's my channel. It doesn't matter. Now I'll follow anybody. It's a decision.
That's how I feel now,
It's a switch in your head. It's a switch. And it takes years to switch it. It takes years. You'll lie to yourself and go, I got this.
It takes years, dude.
It takes years to switch it. It takes years to follow Whitney Cummings and get the stink of Whitney Cummings off the stage. Not that she's stinky. The aroma. It's tough to follow Joe Diaz and get him off.
Right.
You learn how to follow Paul Mooney and get his stink off the stage.
Right, because there's no host. People don't realize. Everywhere else has a host which can clean it up. And if someone crushes, they do a little time, so you forget about what just happened. So the new guy gets a new clean slate, Or if the guy bombs, the host goes up there, tries to get the ball rolling a little bit more. Not the Comedy Store. If someone just flamethrowed the room, you have to follow that. If Rick Ingram in the main room just crushed, you have to go in there and just like figure it out.
But if you're sitting there the last 3 minutes while he's crushing, and you're thinking about it, you're going to die.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to die.
I'm dead on the inside.
Do not go inside and say, let's keep it going for Sam Tripoli. Didn't he do great? Jesus Christ. You're done. Just go up there, fuck Sam Tripoli. If Sam Tripoli destroys the room, don't even mention Sam's name. Just go up there like, keep it going one more time. And stop at that. Don't even say Sam's name. Keep it going one time, and right from there, you got to unleash a right fucking bomb. A right overhead fucking bomb. And another one, and another one, and another one. And then, now you settled them, and they got the composure, and they're like, this motherfucker ain't fucking around.
Yep.
And now that's it. He went out.
And if the first one doesn't hit, don't panic. If the second one doesn't hit, don't panic. Just stay in the pocket.
Stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket.
I see young comics do that all the time.
Open up your leg like you're about to throw a fucking bomb. And I always say that. Once I get in the pocket, you're finished.
The store is all about being in the moment. That is the biggest thing. It is like, it's not a monologue, okay? It's what is going on right now. And that's what makes that room so insane. And that's why Comedy Store comics are like no other. Because it's just like, there is a voodoo in that OR that it takes a long time to master. And once you do, you can pretty much go anywhere and just do really well. You know, it's just like, get out, be in the moment. Be in the moment. Don't overthink, okay? And just believe in yourself, right? And that's, for me, is what has really made me a great comic from that OR, is that I'm so in the moment. I'm not, I don't care what the guy did before me. I don't care. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to stick to my guns. And I know I have a million tricks that I can throw out there to sell this whole thing. And it's just the blessing of doing it over time. And would I have loved to have made it earlier, or if I've even made it at all, but loved to have made it earlier? Yeah. But you know what? Things worked out the way they worked out.
The way they worked out. And you have to accept
I'm right where I need to be.
Keep slinging fucking dick. This is what you're saying does not apply just to stand-up. It applies to life. These things you're saying are the basics of life.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to think, well, they're just talking about the comedy show. No. I'm translating what the language is of comedy to life for you guys, so you guys understand that you're going through the same thing in your job.
I failed so much early that I don't take it personal anymore.
No.
And it's just like, it's on to the next one. I don't celebrate the big things too much.
No.
Because that too shall pass.
It's just another
and I
day.
don't take personal the fails. Dude, it's on to the next one. What is the next project? What is the next thing I'm working on? Blah, blah, blah. I don't worry about it. And I just celebrate whatever little things I have. Because those are the beautiful things, man. If you want to be Vince Vaughn, or you want to be, you'll drive yourself crazy trying to do that. But if you're like, I'm going to be the best. I mean, dude, I flunked first grade, homeboy. My parents were looking for fucking receipts for store credit on me. I was like, out the gate, I failed. And I just was like, I remember going, I'm not gonna let this stop me. And I just kept working. I was fired from like 15 day jobs. I couldn't keep a day job.
Who could?
Because all I wanted to do was be a comic, man.
Yeah, no.
All I want, even before I knew what a comic was, that's what I wanted to be. I just wanted to be it. And I was determined to do whatever I could. And the things I learned early, like promoting, dude. I was in Vegas when there's one open mic every other week. They wouldn't hire us to do shows at the comedy clubs there. We had to make our own time. And for like 21 years now, I've been basically producing shows. And like now with the show at the Comedy Juice, Comedy Chaos at the Comedy Store is just doing great. And that's like a long journey to learn how to do that, and to learn to make money with people instead of off people, and treat people like gold, man. Those are things that I had to learn over time. And this quick fix thing that everybody wants, it's going to hurt you in the long run, because you're not going to make the mistakes when nobody's looking. That's the beauty of it. When we're at the Comedy Store and there's 12 people in the OR and no industries there, what a blessing that is to be able to bomb freely. And now the thing is just fire. It's so crazy that this place that was just basically my coke and sex den is now like the mecca of comedy. It's always been, but it's like really is now, So
coke and sex den. I love it. No, I agree with. Listen, man.
I got so drunk, I walked 300 people in the main room at the Comedy Store.
What did you say?
I came out wasted. Tiffany Haddish that shit, I was wasted, and the entire room just got up and left. And she banned me for 2 days.
Was she there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she was amazing. The first spot I ever got there, I followed Charles Fleischer, and I died. I died. And I thought, well, I'm done there. And I got a call the next day from Duncan. She wanted you to go up again. And that's when I knew that place was different. It was like you could fail there. And I don't think people appreciate a good fail and how important it is. It's so it's the blessings.
I tell people, the more no's you get, you're closer to a yes.
Yeah.
The more no's you get, you're closer to a yes. I love when somebody says no, because I'm one day away from winning the Academy Award. It's just a fucking nod, What? Every time you hear a no, they don't want you. Okay. No, they don't think you're right for it. Okay. No, they think you're too fat. They think you're too dirty. First of all, I got to disagree one thing with you. This town has always tried to be a little PC side. And that's where I failed in this town early on. That I didn't join to those rules. And I wouldn't. I still remember people coming to me and we really want you for this. You need 7 minutes clean. And I just tell them no off the bat. I didn't even try. There's times today I feel bad about that I should have tried. They always wanted me for that stupid fucking show at night. What's the one that comes on NBC at night?
Saturday Night Live?
No, late night. Every night it comes on. The black dude. He asks questions. Even after fucking the music guy. They ask questions. And they always lead you into your joke.
Comics Unleashed.
Oh, Comics Unleashed.
You know how many fucking times they came to see me at the store and they would go, we need a clean set. And I'm going, they really want you. No, I can't do it. Like, I knew early on I wasn't going to be on Letterman, Leno, or Conan enough. Like, I made that decision. And even though Sinbad always said to work clean because you could work universally and all that, I appreciate that.
I do too.
But I'm from the Richard Pryor disciple. It's not me. I do not have any interest in working clean. I do not want to work clean. And the shit that comes out of my mouth, Lee knows what comes out of my mouth on a regular.
Yeah, it flows like water. And that's me too, dude.
And that's who I am. And that's who you have to, and it's really hard to figure that out. You have to challenge yourself against that. Do I change my set? I saw 20,000 people that changed their set. And you know what? R.I.P. They're not here today.
Yep.
Because they all wanted to be Seinfeld, or they want to be this guy.
The whole notion that if you tried to work like Seinfeld, you could have the success of Seinfeld is ridiculous. Seinfeld is where he is, just like Sebastian Maniscalco is where he is, because that is who they are. That is really them. And that's why they shine, because they're authentic to that. If I did that, I would not be authentic to me. And I am where I am, and I'm doing what I'm doing. But, dude, I wouldn't be selling out four nights at Madison Square Garden if I decide to work like Sebastian Maniscalco. It works for him because that is him. You have to do you. When you showcase in this town, man, people just, you're always like, oh, what are they looking for? They don't know what they're looking for. Go up there and do your favorite shit, because that's all you can handle.
Yeah, they don't really know.
That's all you can control. I've seen people bomb and get it. I've seen people crush and get told no. It doesn't matter. Just on to the next one. Do what makes you happy, because that, at the end of the day, is the only thing you can control. And that's just in life.
Back to last week, because this was hysterical. I wake up one day last week, and you're going off on Judd Apatow, and that's not what this conversation is about. The conversation is about Louis C.K. I'm going to get this out there just to... He got me a job one time. Have I ever eaten lunch at Louis C.K.? No. Have I ever hung out with him? No. I don't know him on that personal level. I worked with him. He was a head writer on Cedric the Entertainer's sketch show on Fox 15 years ago. And I put him up at the store on a Sunday night. And he goes, I got a role for you in a few days. I'll call you. And he called. And I always respect him because of that. And next thing you know, he's one of the biggest fucking comics in the world. And all these kids are telling you about Louis 6 years ago. And all of a sudden, you find out that in Montreal in 2001, he took his dick out. Or in 2003, I don't know what year it was. And now it's just this big thing, something that he did 10 years earlier. And now it comes out. And I know that he jerked off on the phone. He did all this crazy stuff. Whatever. Okay. How long does it take before we forgive him? What kills me is that the same people that put him up there are the same people that took him down.
You can't get you can't get a fucking offended retroactively. You can't. You guys literally, like, I don't know Louis C.K. from anybody. You know, he's never done anything for me, and I'm not that means anything. So I have no dog in the race.
Have you ever had a conversation with him?
I want for like a brief second.
Right,
you know,
okay.
like I try to, when like famous comics go up, I try to give them their space at the store. You know, I don't really try to go up. Hey, how's it going? I like, you know, I'm sure they're just in their head. It's never done anything for me. But I used to watch Louis C.K. and I'm like, man, he is allowed to say some amazing things. And he was great at it. I'm not taking anything away. Great at it. These people that allowed him to say all this stuff are now the ones acting like it is the end of the fucking world.
Thank you. Okay. I thought I was the only one that felt that way.
All these people are calling him out all were dying to work with him. And my biggest problem with Judd Apatow, and I know this isn't it, it's just like, why don't you go talk to him, man? Like, why do you got to blast this guy on fucking Twitter, man? You're like, you used to work with this dude. I mean, like, they all worked with this dude. They all wanted to be in the Louis C.K. business. And he got pulled into this Me Too shit with some very dark motherfuckers, which I don't think he falls under. Now, he may be sexually deviant. Who am I to judge? I'm a sexual deviant, okay? But you all wanted to work with him. And if you don't think he's paying a price right now, dude, he was the king. And now he can't go anywhere. And nobody's shown, and they're all being disrespectful because it's all this virtual signaling going on. And it's like all this bullshit.
So what happened last week? Let's go to the starters. He was at Governor's and somebody taped the set.
Yeah, and they released his set in which he did some jokes about the Parkland shootings and the transgender people. And people went nuts. And first of all, they recorded and put it out. They should not do that. That's not cool. And everybody go nuts on him about, hey, it's not funny to do this. Well, dude, he's not presenting it yet. It is a work in progress. He's not putting it on a special right now. This is him working out bits. And, you know, at the end of the day, dude, the crowd decides what's funny and what's not funny. And they were all laughing.
You listen to the talk?
Yeah. They were laughing, man. They loved it. It's funny. It's classic.
So some guy taped it and sent it to TMZ.
Yeah.
That's how this whole thing started.
Yeah. And then, everybody comes out and they start lambasting him. It's like, dude, if you don't think he's paid a price, you don't think there's a punishment. People are like, he should be in jail. He's never
What is
charged.
the punishment for Louis?
I don't know.
What do you think is what is the punishment for Louis? Who the fuck are we to decide anybody's punishment? You know, he who live in glass houses cast the first fucking stone. I know I done some fucking sick shit, you know, whatever. It might not be in a sexual deviant way, but, you know, how long do we push these people away? This thing that happened with Louis happened when? In 2003?
Yeah.
2003. And it blew up when? In 2016.
Yep.
13 years later. You know, I don't know. And then other people came out against Louis.
Yeah, and
he jerked off on the phone or something like that.
I mean, you could look at a lot of people. I mean, it's not just Louis. Chris Hardwick, the same thing happened. I mean, like, this guy gave so many people their first credits on At Midnight. And when this chick came out with this horseshit stuff about him being a. She didn't even say he did anything. She just said he was a bad boyfriend. And dude, this town crucified him.
But no, he didn't lose shit.
They ended up bringing it back.
Yeah,
but dude, why does he got to go through that? It's about heads on stakes and people trying to. You just see some people trying to use it to get PR for themselves, and that's going to piss some people off saying it. But I 100% believe this. You know, there's some people who gave interviews about shit about this whole Me Too stuff. They were fully involved in trying to get the career going. Now, am I saying that men in this town aren't animals? No, 100%.
100%.
Okay?
I've seen it. I've witnessed men doing fucking crazy things. Listen, man, not to harp on it. We've seen a lot of crazy things at the store.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot as a comic. I've seen things that are fucking repulsive. I've seen women in different cities do things that are repulsive. I've heard of things this is the comedy game. People come out here and they don't know. They do not know.
And it's just like...
There's fucking sharks in these waters, and it's the last people you'd expect. You know, there's sharks in these... What about that girl from the store? The one that was shaved. She shaved Doug Stanhope's balls on stage in Austin in 98. Oh, that's why Doug Stanhope was banned from Austin, because he shaved his balls up on stage.
Who was that?
And the girl moved to San Diego. Great girl. I loved her to death. Real cute. And her roommate was a gay guy that worked at the La Jolla Comedy Store.
But
this girl she grew up in a circus. Her father was
yes,
in a circus.
yes.
In a circus.
Yes.
So she knew some magic or something. She was not only a comic, but she was a magician.
I used to work with her in Vegas. She used to be a comic out in Vegas.
And then she came up here to do a magic show for a pilot for NBC, like some type of entertainment thing. This happened, I gotta say, 15 years ago. Her and I were friends, and she was cute, and she was young. And then she went to New York for a while, and she started hanging at Sal's Comedy Hole when Sal's Comedy Hole got hot. And she was like a door girl at Sal's. And she would call me and say, if you're ever in New York, I'll get you a spot at Sal's. Then she came back here, and she started working the magic, and she got into the...
Amy, is that her name?
And they put her in a hotel, the Magic Hotel. On
Magic Castle?
Magic Castle. And one of the guys raped her. She had to press charges and leave L.A., and she ended up meeting a guy and getting married.
That's
she lives in Idaho, and the gay guy from the store is still her roommate in Idaho. He lives in the house with them 15 years later. I mean, there's been barracudas in this town. This is a disgusting town.
There are monsters for sure.
If you're a woman and you have to know, you cannot be that naive. This is what pisses me off. This is what makes me talk to my daughter every fucking day. Today we're walking back from the park and she's dicking around. I go, yo, you're going to turn 6 in 2 days. You got to knock this shit off. When you walk the streets, I need you paying attention, Mercy. And she looked at me like, what are you talking about? I go, you see behind that bush? Somebody could be fucking behind that bush. They don't understand, you know?
Right.
That's why I show her Narcos and shit like that, so she sees guns and shit like that, so she don't get it.
Right.
Because in her world, she's a kid, you know? She's not from my world. I'm not mad at her for that. But you have to fucking know where these people are coming from. Nobody in this town is that fucking nice. I was just talking to a girl at the store, like Christmas. And she said that she came out here 2 years ago, and that she was at a club. But again, and she didn't have a place to live, and some guy offered her a house, the guest house, and she could live there for free. And he goes, after 2 nights, the guy would go out there naked and knock on the door. What'd you expect?
Right.
People
right.
that nice, no rent.
Right.
He goes, but the guy's wife lived right inside. That's what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
That's the animals you're dealing with. So
yeah.
She said that she couldn't believe that he could see. You could see the wife sitting in the living room watching TV, and he'd be out there with his robe, like showing him, and she would say, "Can you please close the robe?" And he'd go, "Come on, just let me in. I'm giving you free rent." She said she had to end this. She had to move.
Right.
I don't even think I should be telling this.
Nobody rides for free, dude.
Yeah, nobody rides for free in this town.
You know? And I listen.
Ass, grass, ass. Nobody rides for free in this fucking town. It's crazy.
It's hard on women, for sure. It's hard on everybody.
Listen, bro.
It's hard on everybody.
Listen, they killed Marilyn Monroe with dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
They dicked her to death.
Yeah. They ran trains on her.
They ran trains on her. They were passing her
They were
around.
DPing her before that was a thing.
Sending messages to Kennedys, DiMaggio, Sinatra.
She was the Kennedy bike. Everybody's riding her.
It was, and you know, over the years, you've seen it. You know, you've seen it. You've heard little things. You hear things.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot of things you don't want to hear.
Right.
I don't repeat them. I hear them. I don't repeat them, but I hear them. You know, the Comedy Store was a very dark and sexual fucking Harvey-esque type of place for a while. Everybody knows that, you know. But we're here. We're queer. You know?
Yeah.
I just love that I read what you said to him. And I have nothing against.
Listen, man. I have nothing against Judd Apatow.
Or anything like that.
I don't like when people. I'm just gonna say this, and this is me talking. I don't like when people use public forums to shame their own. Judd Apatow, a long time ago, went on stage at a award show, and he destroyed Jerry Lewis. Just destroyed him. Jerry Lewis had made comments they didn't think women were funny. Jerry Lewis at the time, I think, was well into his 80s, if not 90s, but I'm pretty sure 80s. And Judd Apatow went on stage and fucking lit him up about being a male chauvinist pig and how you should respect female comedy. And I thought, man, why would you do that to a fucking legend? And then like 2 weeks later, Girls comes out. And, you know, I just don't think that's what comics should do to comics. And I don't have anything against Judd Apatow, but I just don't like that, man. You used to run with this guy. Dude, you play the club he plays. Go talk to him, man. Say something to him. You're like, dude, you're Judd fucking Apatow. You're an 800-pound gorilla, dude. You can show up to any comedy show and go up whenever the fuck you want. You knew this guy, man. Go up and say something, dude. Be like, hey, man, listen, I know I've been fucking going off on you until I want police side. Listen, dude, you got to address. That's the big thing. Everybody wants him to address it. But they don't understand that this is a process. He isn't presenting it yet. And maybe he's just trying to get the confidence to talk about, to get back to where he was.
Well, he wrote right that he was a hack. Look what he's talking about. What do you give a fuck with? How can I? And I get what you're saying.
Go talk to him.
There's a lot of comic beefs. And I get what you're saying. He was doing it out of Hollywood measures.
Yeah, virtue signaling. That's what it's called?
Whatever, yeah. You know, and it's kind of weird in a way to do, but I'm not mad at Louis. You know, I'm upset because he was a talented guy. And I don't know. I just don't like that all of a sudden we have this power to judge how long we could hold somebody down. You do something wrong, press fucking charges and go to jail. You know what? I did something wrong. And I did my time like a man. I could have ran to Nicaragua and ran a Hertz car rental place. I was a Hertz trainee. I could have done 1,000 things. At the end one day, I looked in the mirror and I go, you know what? I'm going to pay my debt because this is my debt for all the other things I did. Now I'll be karmically saved. I did my fucking time. And I did my time. If you want to call me a fucking kidnapper or I robbed somebody or a thief, be my guest. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I did my time and I walked out of there a fucking man. I really did. I walked out of there a man. It was that last push to become a man. I understood my position in the world now. I understood what I had to do to get somewhere. Did I have the balls to even make that jump? I was, 20-something fucking years old when I got out, 28 years old. Did I have the balls? It took me 2 years to get on stage. 2 years. You want to talk about procrastination and being a fag?
Well, just fear.
Fear is a motherfucker.
Fear, dude.
But if nobody pressed charges on Louis C.K., formal charges in front of a judge or whatever, then it's up to society or Louis C.K. to make this right. I've had this discussion on here before. that how long does a person have to pay to society? But I don't know you, dick, Sam.
Yeah.
And you don't know me, dick.
I believe in second chances.
I believe in, sure. If there was a second chance.
I've had second, third, fourth, and fifth chances, man. The best way to see if he's learned a lesson is to, there's no saying, give a person enough rope, they'll hang themselves, right?
I love it.
Let him see what he does. Let's see if he's changed, man. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The people not calling him out are Julia and Dana, the two girls it happened to. They haven't done any of this. They haven't gone after him. Dude, that article, they left out a lot of information that they had said that because it didn't fit the narrative that everybody wanted. Okay, Dana and Julia had a wonderful career.
Where are they?
They're just they had an animation on TV. They sell scripts. They're wonderful people. They're two super funny people. They didn't ask for this. They didn't cause this. They didn't want that. They told me this story like 10 years before it blew up. And all these people, man, they're calling, and like, I don't want to get names because it's your show, but there are people who made hundreds of thousands of dollars off Louis C.K. right now that are fucking annihilating him. You knew what he was. You knew who he was. And you took the cash and prizes. You knew who he was. Now, how do I know that? Because I knew who he was, and I was just a late night dick joke comic at the Comedy Store. Okay? You knew who he was and what he was doing, and you took the cash and prizes. You can't retroactively fucking be like, oh, he's a bad guy. You knew who. There are people who have careers right now because of Louis C.K. All right? Now, this whole thing that they're trying to lump him in with Bill Cosby and with fucking Weinstein, he's not that. Listen, he jerked off in front of these girls. Now, he asked for permission from what I understand. And people can come. He asked for permission. Right there, he is not Bill Cosby. Okay? Now, people want to keep saying he raped people. He didn't rape people. He jerked off in front of people. That's not rape, man. And how do I know that? Because it happened to me, dude. I was at when I went to college, 91. At UNLV, was at the library, went upstairs, went down this one aisle, this huge black guy just fucking slow stroking it, dude. And I was like, holy fuck. And I walked and I ran back to my hotel. I will tell you today, I did not get raped, okay? It was fucking creepy. It wasn't fun to go through. Really fucking sucked, okay? So we're trying to put him in with these fucking people that's not him. Now he's shutting doors. Everybody's bringing... It's just some weird fucking shit. Everybody wanted a fucking head on a stake. That's what that Me Too movement... And now it's gone. Where's the Me Too movement? Where is that? Oh, well, because everybody on the left was getting taken out. That's why it fucking stopped. They were taking out their own fucking people. Where's the Me Too movement? Did guys just learn to be respectful? No. I know it's hard to be a female comic. There's also a lot of fucking perks to being a female comic. There's less of you, okay? Social media, if you're attractive, you get more likes, more followers, all that shit, right? Then that helps for getting booked on the road. That helps in this day and age of getting agents. There are perks. Comedy's fucking hard, man. It's hard for everybody. Some people think they just don't walk right to their dreams. It's because they're being held back by a group. It's not like that, man. It's a hard business. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And now it seems like everybody is doing stand-up, you know? But it's just like, dude, I don't know what this guy has to do to fucking be given a second chance. You know? He helped a lot of people. And I know he was a sexual deviant. You know? Yeah. We're not... No, comedy is how much money you make off your mental illness, okay? That's what it is. The more mentally ill, the better the comic you are. He deserves a second chance. And if you don't think having everything taken away from you, not stolen, taken away from you, the way he has, where he went from the king of the hill to public enemy number one, is fucking a punishment.
And now these two girls never called the cops, never sued him or anything like that. There's been no... See, I didn't know all this stuff. Little by little, It's like I knew, but I didn't want to know.
They didn't. They're not the ones pushing it.
Listen, how long was the Cosby Show on for? Let's take that for example.
They all knew that too.
I got a lot of heat. I got a lot of shit a couple of weeks ago for saying something on the Rogan podcast. But I'm not lying to you. It's the truth. I know.
8 years for that one, and then there was another one after it, wasn't there?
All right, so let's go to Cosby's for 8 years. You know, all these rapes, a lot of the rapes, they talk about the trailers. They talk about they went to the trailer and he raped them. Lee, you're no fucking criminal. You're a nice guy. You got jury duty tomorrow. Do you think if somebody was at NBC for 8 years and all those women that complained that they got raped in a fucking trailer, you think NBC ever got a wind of this? Or do you think all those years this just stopped at a chick getting raped in the trailer, waking up, going to
I
see
think
the
they knew it.
Show?
Well, didn't it come out like that people were bringing people to him? Or if it wasn't him, maybe it was Weinstein. The stories kind of get mixed up. Weren't agents bringing people to...
Weinstein. I think Weinstein.
Yeah.
I'm just focused on NBC. I mean, you don't think NBC knew?
It was the biggest show on TV.
The biggest show on TV. This guy, you know, I have to look into this before I could talk. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to look into how many chicks he raped on a set or how many of them said they got abused by him on a set. I know there was a lot of fucking women, guys. There was a lot of women involved in the Cosby case. And where there's smoke, there's definitely fire.
For sure, dude.
Okay, now, they threw Cosby in jail. Now, let's talk about Harvey Weinstein. One thing Harvey Weinstein got is deep pockets. And like I said on the Rogan podcast, and a lot of people got upset with me, he's got Benjamin Braffman. Benjamin Braffman's a fucking savage. But guess what? When they set a trial date, that all changes.
When they what?
Set a trial date, that all changes. And he fires Benjamin Braffman. Or no, he won't fire Benjamin Braffman. He'd be stupid to fire Benjamin Braffman. He'd just add 2 women to counsel. He's going to get a minority and a white barracuda. I'd like to say she could be Jewish, but I don't think so. It's going to be a white chick and an Asian chick or a black chick. And he's going to have to hire a prosecutor.
He's going to get the Verizon Wireless commercial, one of everything.
One of everything. And he's going to go in there like OJ did. And he's going to get off with sexual misconduct. He might do 6 months in county jail. I'm telling you this right now. Those are the hardest things to prove. Especially if you get a woman asking questions in the trial. Some chick that's a fucking bitch that had 20 abortions that don't give a fuck about nothing.
Don't give a fuck.
She's aborted them themselves with a hanger.
She got co-hangers still in the vagina.
She's got hangers. She don't give a... That's what Harvey's going to hire. One of those chicks that's going to call these bitches out.
The best money
and say,
to buy.
Break it down for me. When did he rape you? How? And listen, I have a daughter. I was raised by a single mom. I love women. You know, this is the realities of life. These are the realities of this country. We already got a pigeon. We already got Cosby. We set our mark with Cosby. Okay, we gave Cosby, 20 years life? Whatever.
What did he get? I thought it was only a couple years, but he's so old.
Yeah, dude. He's going to die in fucking prison. He can't see.
He's already getting fucking meats thrown at him.
Is he?
Yeah, he did a joke. Somebody threw meat at him.
3 to 10.
3 to 10. Yeah.
He'll get 3.
Because of his old age. But 3 is really a year and a half before he comes back for reconsideration. And they pay a ton of money. I think he just went in there with the wrong representation and the wrong attitude. If you go in there for a rape case, you got to show up with 3 women. Especially if you got deep pockets like that.
No, good point, dude.
One of each. And that's exactly what Harvey's going to do. Benjamin, you could see it already. You could see what Benjamin Braffman asked for. It's a setup. He asked for a dismissal of all charges. You got to be crazy. But he's already asking because he's letting them know, listen, I'm going to spare you a lot of drama. And all these chicks got to come in, and all these attorneys are going to fry them. And guess what? They're going to hire prosecutors, and they're going to want to list every guy you slept with in the last 10 fucking years. and they're going to go talk to those guys, and that's a lengthy process. This is a process. And the lady, that holds the scales, that bitch got a blindfold on.
Sandra Bullock.
And that's why, right? That bitch got a blindfold on. So, like, I feel bad. I have a daughter. All I can do is educate her and prepare her for barracudas.
Right.
Like that. That's all you can do when you have a kid.
Right.
Just prepare them for the evils of the fucking world in the best way that you can, you know. I'm happy that you said something, and I'm happy that...
Well, you know, Judd, I just, at the end of the day, we're comedians, dude. And we should, like, when you start telling people that these are jokes we shouldn't do, and you're that big, you are affecting people like me, where I'm not, like, the biggest comic in the world. You know, I'm blessed if any clubs let me play. I mean, I'm working more than I ever have, but I'm blessed if anybody lets me play, right? But you empower the meek. They see you saying, oh, you can't do these jokes. So now they go to comedy clubs and they're going to sit there and they're going to get offended because they don't like the joke. And either they're going to start yelling and screaming and disrupt the show, or they're going to go complain to the manager because they just didn't like a joke because Judd Apatow said that's lazy, blah, blah, blah. And that has real effect on that, man. You know, it's like, I get maybe that you didn't like the subject matter, or maybe you don't like Louis C.K. as a person, but as a comedian, you should fight tooth and nail to be able to say whatever you want as an art. Even if you're not the I don't care if you're a prop comic. I don't care if you're a fucking cruise comic. You got to fight to be able to say whatever you want. Because you never know what's going to piss the mob off. They went after Melissa Villaseñor, the nicest human being on the fucking planet. They went after her when she was trying to get on Saturday Night Live. I jumped in the mix on that. That's what I do. I love fucking doing it because I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm so happy where I'm at. I don't give a fuck about the industry. I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. So when they go after my friends, I like to go and like just go straight up whack-a-mole, dog, you know? Get in there and just start fucking jacking fools. And they were trying to say she's a racist. I'm like, she's the nicest person ever, and she bangs black guys. I mean, like, I don't know what is more not racist than the bang a black guy, okay? Why are you going? And like, now she's killing it on the show, but they wanted her head on a stake. You have to push back. It's like, dude, they're applying rules to comedy that they don't apply anywhere else. I mean, look at like murder. Murder is a giant entertainment thing. My Favorite Murder, wonderful podcast. Number 2 podcast. That is making money, and that is comedy off of death. I don't get it. And women love murder. Every commercial on fucking the First 48 is fucking Tampax commercials. Because women love murder. But yet you're telling me, like, I can't do a joke. You're watching a murder podcast that is having fun with somebody dying. And it's a great podcast, and they should do it.
What podcast is it?
It's called My Favorite Murder. It's the number 2 podcast on iTunes. It's a great show. I'm not trying to say...
What is it about?
They just basically break down, I guess, like, they just talk about murder cases. And people love that shit. Women love murder because it's like the ultimate form of emotion, right? But it's like, what's like, if you hate entertainment that's mean, and if you belittle a situation, it could have real world ramifications, then why do you go to horror films? Horror films, people get murdered or slashed and killed and everything, but you go there to be entertained. Why do you do that? Murder is real. Nobody's ever gone to a comedy show and went on a crime spree. All right? It just doesn't happen. Lighten the fuck up. Just because you don't like a joke doesn't mean it's offensive. Move on. And I do a bit right now. If you get offended by jokes, your life's going too easy. You got it too fucking easy.
I don't even give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I really don't give a fuck.
What jokes don't you want me to do? I'm doing jokes on them.
I don't even think about it.
And you know what? It's
really
working, dude.
Anymore.
The pushback is happening. The meek, it's these betas. It's all fucking betas. Don't even get me started on fucking trust fund kids in Hollywood. It's all beta bullshit.
I'm not. I don't. I don't really give a fuck about audiences when I go up there. That's the only way you can be a successful comic.
You're offended. Good. You're alive. That's an emotion.
That's an emotion.
Enjoy it.
So you come to one of my shows and you get upset. You're never gonna, because you wouldn't be listening to the podcast. But it's just really crazy that after I shot the Netflix special, I made that decision on the plane ride back from Vegas. That I was done.
Hard in the paint, dude.
I'm done. I don't give a fuck. I've been doing it for 20. I earned my stripes. I'm saying whatever the fuck I want to say. If you don't want to come to the show, don't come to the show. Switch the channel. I'm fine with that. I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
I'm a big boy now. I'm fine with that.
Comedy is the only thing that everybody's supposed to like it. Music,
I
movies.
think for the first 10 years of my comedy career, I used to get kind of jealous if you said you liked Sam Tripoli or something. And one day I go, what do I give a fuck? What do I give a fuck? I mean, if you like a good comic, I'm in with you. If you tell me you like Gallagher, trust me, I won't call you back. You won't get a call back from me ever. You know, like if you don't like a comic that I don't think is funny, I'm not goofing on Gallagher. You know, I love Gallagher fucking slicing tomatoes and shit.
Dude, he had some great jokes.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying that my worry is when you're not a fan of comedy now. When you don't know who a comedian is, I gotta ask yourself, you know, or you think a TV show is the funniest thing you ever saw in your life, like a scripted show on NBC. I can't talk to you. Or any other network for that sense. If you
Couldn't agree more.
like a PG show or something, I can't fucking agree with you.
It's just becoming its own weird kind of like mainstream entertainment's just becoming its own weird niche now. And the internet has allowed us to go peer to peer and to get rid of this kind of suits that would determine what we would say. And now people are getting the truth and they prefer it much. Yes, you'll always have people who love America's Got Talent. You know, it is what it is. It's great. God bless them. Okay. It's not for me. But the more and more people are coming to what we like, and they like, dude, I was watching Brian Holtzman last night again, and I was watching people going crazy for him. And I'm like, oh, comedy's starting to change. They want the truth. They're tired of the whiners and the crying and you know, that guy at Columbia, like, dude, he was playing a giant room of people. 3 people decided to end his set. 3 for the whole room. The whole room went up to him and apologized to him after because 3 people felt that they had the power. And they're meek motherfuckers. Okay? You don't like a joke? Fuck it. Move on. Okay? Move the fuck on. There's another joke coming. I got jokes for days on everything. You'll get what you come for, okay?
Did they get mad at him for saying Parkland jokes specifically?
Yeah, he was. I think it was more about how like these kids are now parading all over the place, and you know, and they're trying to make. It's like that. Trust me, that David Hogg is. You're not punching down on that kid, and I hate that punching down, which is a white chick term. White chicks say, "Hey, check your white privilege," and punching up. They love it because they hear it's just a sickness that's put out in the mainstream media, and they hear it and they just regurgitate it later, and it's just ridiculous. Punching up or punching down. You don't know me. You don't know anything. You don't know who's up and who's fucking down, right? Go fuck yourself. You don't know where I've come from or how hard I had to fucking work to check my white privilege. Dude, I've been pulled over fucking 20 times by the LAPD, dude. What? Am I a bad driver? Is it racial profiling? I don't fucking know. It sucks. It sucks for everybody. Is there fucking institutional racism in the law? Yes, there is. But dude, it sucks for everybody. Stop with the fucking, and it's white chicks, dude. They just love to go fucking nuts. They get offended on other people's behalfs. You know, if like you do a joke about midget, they're like their cousin was a roommate with a midget in college, and if they were here, they'd be fucking offended, right? Always. My
ex was a Chinese guy.
I open the show on the road. I go, before the show, me and the other comics, we pray to the comedy gods. Please help us make white women over 40 laugh, because that's the number one demographic for wanting to talk to the management. And I kind of like nip it right there. Nip it. And you see them just kind of walk off with their K+8 haircut that they got at Supercuts. You know? So what, you don't like a joke? Who gives a flying fuck? I don't like every song written by everybody of the bands I love. There's some annoying songs. It doesn't matter.
Do you tweet at them and tell them I don't like your song either? No. Who the fuck are you to fucking... You don't like the song, don't listen.
And then it's
Go listen to Led Zeppelin. What are you bothering me for? That's what I do. You don't hear me complain. I don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Oh, the music today. I don't listen to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I listen to the Stones. I don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore. I don't care. I have my own music. I have a fucking catalog of music that I can dip into. I go from the Allman Brothers to Barbarotti. I don't even need that. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to listen. I don't know nothing. I don't know about the word woke. I just found that out. This punch, and I know nothing. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. That's a beautiful place to be.
I'm not giving a fuck now.
Be in the moment.
I care about that kid. I care about doing a good job on stage. And that's it. If you don't like my shit, what can I fucking tell you? Move the fuck on. Trips, you have any dates coming up?
Yes.
Next Tuesday at the store.
Tuesday. It's Comedy Chaos double feature. 8 o'clock and 10:30. Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan, Whitney Cummings, Chris Spencer, myself, Eddie Bravo at 8 o'clock, and then the 10:50. Oh, and Joe Rogan, of course. And then the 10:30 show is myself, Eddie Bravo, Brandon Schaub, Brian Callen, Michael Rappaport, and who else is on there? Oh, Theo Vaughn. So that's it. And then 19th, I'm in New Jersey. I'm in Morris Plains, New Jersey. I am doing I'm doing Tiff's Ale House, and I'm super excited. I have some great openers coming out. That is January 19th. You can go to samtripoli.com to get those dates. And then also my special, Armageddon and Zero Fucks, are available on Vimeo. Just put in Sam Tripoli and you'll find them. Dude, it's $1.99 to rent, $2.99 to own. I know everybody's fighting for $1, so I made it cheap. I just want people to, to check it out. So the word is out. The kids love it. It's, everybody said nice things about it.
Thank you for being a hustler.
I love you, dude.
Thank you for being a hustler. Thank you for sticking this out. It's been a long 20 fucking years, but we're still here.
Every year I'm like, hey, dude, this is the year. But finally, if I got a little traction.
And who gives a fuck? I'll be in La Brea Improv at the end of the month from the 24th to the 26th. Get your tickets now. It's a big place, but it's going to sell out. And besides that, I love you motherfuckers, all right? I want to thank Sam Tripoli again. I want to thank the #1 Christ killer in the world. And I want to thank you guys for being the best fucking family a man could fucking have. All right, I want to thank Sammy Trips. I want to thank the flying motherfucking Jew, but most importantly, I want to thank you guys. And I also want to thank our sponsors. I want to help them out. They help us out. Here's the deal, all right? 4hims.com. You're like, Joey, what are you talking about? Listen, 66% of men lose their hair by the age of 35. The thing is, when you start to notice hair loss, it's too late. It's easier to keep the hair you had than to replace the hair you've lost. So if you see that hairline slowly starting to move backwards, you see any bald spots, now is the time to go to 4hims.com. You're like, Joey, what's 4hims? 4hims is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. All right? Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. Well-known generic equivalents to name brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair and your sexual wellness. There's no snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. These are prescription solutions backed by science. No waiting room, no awkward doctor visits. You save hours by going to 4hims.com. It's easy. You answer a few questions, the doctor review it, and then they prescribe you whatever you need. Products are shipped directly to your door. You don't have to go to the pharmacy and be embarrassed, nothing like that. This is between us. Go to 4hims.com right now. What I'm going to do is this. The church family gets a trial month of 4hims for $5. That's right, $5. This type of treatment will cost you thousands if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. Not at 4hims. It's going to cost you $5 right now while supplies last. See the website for full details. Like I said, this will cost you hundreds. if you went to a doctor or pharmacy. I'm going to save you money starting off the new year. So go to 4hims.com/Joey. That's 4hims.com/Joey. Again, for the cheap seats. That's 4hims.com/Joey. The church is also brought to you by one of my all-time favorites, ZipRecruiter. And I'll tell you why. You're going to kick off the 2019 by planning out which roles your business needs to hire for. You know what else is smart? Starting the new year off strong by going to ZipRecruiter.com/church. Why? Because you want to hire the right people to take your business to the next level. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter finds qualified candidates for you. Its powerful matching technology scans thousands of resumes to identify people with the right skills, education, and experience. And Activity invites them to apply to your job. So you get qualified candidates rapido. That means fast in Spanish. That's why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. The rating comes from hiring sites on Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. So what I'm going to do for you right now is this. The church family can try ZipRecruiter. You ready for this? Free. 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 ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address. You ready? Grab a pen. ZipRecruiter.com/church. CHURCH. Grab that fucking pen. ZipRecruiter.com/church. If you love the show, show your support. You need to hire good people. You need to have good people in your corner, and ZipRecruiter will bring them to you. So again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/church. I want to thank ZipRecruiter. I want to thank Hims. I want to thank my people over at Onnit.com for for starting the new year off with a bang with the protein powders and the Mexican chocolate, which is delicious. Just go to Onnit.com right now and press in.
Church.
And get 10% off delivered right to your house. I want to thank all our sponsors, anybody who's reached out to us. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys for listening. It's the beginning of the year, guys. This is it. The gloves come back on and we're going to fucking fight. It's over. Write your goals down, focus, and let's make 2019 the best year yet. I love you motherfuckers with all my heart. Like I said, I'll be in Brea from the 24th to the 26th of January. Besides that, I ain't doing dick. I'm just doing the podcast and stand-up around town. I love you guys. I'll see you Thursday morning, bright and early, ready to fucking kick the world in the balls. By the way, tonight, we're not closing with Tony Bennett. I heard this song the other night when I was on date night with my wife, and I can't believe it's such a brilliant song. I think it was written by the same guy who wrote Lady, and Lionel Richie did it. I just wanted to switch it up. It's not the wrong podcast. You got the right podcast, The Church of What's Happened Now. See you motherfuckers Thursday morning, ready to rock. Stay black. I love you. And that's it. Have a great fucking week back. That's it, motherfuckers. The holidays are over. Wash your pussy. It's time to get back to work. Kick that fucking mule, Lee.